Hey, Carlos. Oh, there's my beer. And that's Danny. You have to excuse all the background noise. We have quacky ducks, and there's an evaporative cooler going on behind me that's pretty loud. Yeah. Almost, little birdie. How's it going? Is it a bird party? So, yeah. This is Danny. Oh, right on, Mac and Zig and Juana and GI Mary Jane. We're just having a bird party. A little sunset bird party. Today, the Niland, you can't check weather for Slab City, you can only check it for Niland. And so it said 107 was expected today, but we always get warmer than that. And so our temperature sensors here read up to 111. So about 2 p.m. or so, it was 111 degrees. If you go on our website, RabbitSide.com, and then there's resources and then climate, you can see the weather charted for today. It's a little spotty when our internet drops, it stops updating, but if you go and check that out, you can see the literal rise and fall of the temperature today. But our cooler's running pretty efficient now, and you know, the misters are all active for the ducks and the chickens and now us. So there are 5 different valves now that turn on and off for misters. Let's open this up for Danny. It's hard to do with one hand. Hey, Danny. Look. He'll fly to me if I back up a little bit. He'll hop out. Whoop. Like that. And then this is his favorite spot. He'll just hang out there for, you know, an hour in the morning while I walk around and feed all the chickens and stuff, and he just kind of sits there and bobs his head. He used to be afraid. If I let him outside, he would kind of just hunker down and be pretty scared, but now he's brave, but not brave enough to go outside. We'll sometimes go outside of the structure and I'll set him down out there where the other doves go, but he doesn't want any of that. The one day 9 doves came and said hi and freaked him out and he flew away. All right, Matt, you take care. Go have fun working. And yeah, I'll let them know you said hi. Thanks for tuning into the bird party. Oh my God, the mice. We must have thousands here. The rats, I sit up in the middle of the night in the chicken coop with an air rifle and I hunt the rats because that's the only thing. They're too smart for traps. So I literally just sit there for hours at night and hunt rats. The mice, we did have a cat and then the cat up and disappeared. So now we just have mice again. But about a week ago, what was it? A gopher snake has shown up, like a 3-foot long adult gopher snake. And I've seen its tracks all through the sand. I'll sweep the sand here and then you can kind of see all the different tracks of things that have walked around in the night or slithered around, because I've been seeing snake tracks all over the place. Is it tracks or just prints? I don't know if you need feet for tracks. Either way, there's been a snake. And now I'll be walking around the corner and the snake will be sitting there and then it'll tear off. And most of the times that I see it, it's got a nice fat belly. So I'm hoping that it actually lays some eggs here, and we're kind of overrun with gopher snakes for a while because they're too small to harm anything that we have other than mice. So go nuts. Sticky things are, I don't know, that's like the worst kind of trap. I'm fine with the mice being killed, you know, that's not a problem, but that's a mess to deal with. Now you just have to kind of let it die on that trap eventually, or take mice stuck to traps and go kill them, you know, and that's not fun. So I like the idea of, you know, with permaculture and sustainability and everything, if you have a pest, the answer isn't necessarily, you know, a poison or something like that. It's that there's a hole in your ecosystem. There should be a predator there to check that pest. You know, some pests are good, but when it's out of control, well, you need a predator. So this snake thing is a good thing. Like our fly population is next to nothing. And that's because we have damselflies and dragonflies that breed in our pond. So we've got hundreds of our own little mini predators flying around that have bred here. So it happened last year too, and now this year it's happened again. So it seems like it's going to be kind of a constant thing. Right as the flies pick up, the damselflies pick up. Thanks, we've been working on it like crazy. We now have the 2 water tanks back here, and then this evaporative cooler on top. And that's all running off of some electronics that are inside this box. Yeah, Danny. And there's pumps in there and water, and it circulates the water through. And then as it runs low, it refills from this tank so that the water from the cooler doesn't go into this tank, because we use it for other stuff too. And oil and dust and stuff gets into the evaporative cooler water, so we're trying not to mix that. Danny, come on, man. He doesn't like flying. Sometimes I'll climb up here and try to lure him. Usually I have a taller ladder, so we'll see how this works. Okay. All right, this is gonna get weird for a sec. I'm just gonna set down the phone. Okay. Now we got a Danny's eye view. So if I back up here, and sit over here, he'll often come flying over to me. Come on, Danny. These are your flying lessons. Oh, he's flapping. Flap this way. I don't know if you can quite see him. He's kind of far away, but he's in that light spot back there. I can see his silhouette. Come on, Danny. Danny. We did this morning. Yeah, here it comes. Good boy, Danny. Yeah. All right, let's go further. Let's go even further. We don't have to have someone here at all times. I mean, we kind of do. We started, you know, quarantining here. Jesse and I, anyways. Peter still went to work, but we hadn't left since March 12th. And so Jesse has now gone out on kind of a couple of drives, but more or less stays in the car. And I still have not left since March 12th. So for the time being, there's always someone here. But we have neighbors and good, you know, a good crew around here. So even if we're out for the day or something like that, you know, nothing goes on that we don't hear about. So it's not usually a problem. But with 3 of us living here, there's always somebody around. But no, our area is pretty tight. It's, you know, our structure is up against the canal back there. That's the fence. And then, you know, we're surrounded by other people. So anybody that feels like getting us has to walk through their camps first. That's always good, kind of have a wall of other camps. Come on, Danny. Danny. Right there. Yeah, good boy. There you go, Danny. He's getting really good at that. Yeah, hi, Danny. Hi, good boy. Yeah. He likes little pets. Just getting your grown-up feathers. You got that little ring on your neck now. You're a fancy dude. He's become quite attached to me, though. If I were to hop down and walk away somewhere, he would he'd be looking for me, and then when he catches sight of me, he'll come flying towards me. So it's it might be hard to get rid of him now. Which I don't mind if he hangs around. He's got to be an independent bird. So if he wants to come back to that cage and sleep here every night and hang out, that's fine. We don't mind. Hey, Danny, look at the potential. There's other doves over there. There's corn. Somebody gave us a whole bunch of free animal feed, which turned out to just be mostly rotten, cracked corn. So we've had that just kind of distributed out on a trailer for the wild birds and stuff to kind of eat at. It's not bad for them because it's not their only diet. But if we were to give moldy stuff to our chickens and ducks, it wouldn't be good. But Danny likes it. Yeah, he's a very trusting bird. It's, I mean, Solar Mike was the one actually. This bird fell out of a tree there. They were cutting limbs off the tree, and the baby bird was sitting up in the nest or whatever, and plopped out. So they brought it here to us, and Danny was just disgusting looking. Just this little featherless skin blob, like just ugly. Kind of looked like E.T. as a bird. And then, so we haven't, cared for a bird like that before, but we did some Googling, and a helpful slabber gave us some formula to start off with while we were waiting for some to come in the mail. Good Danny, yeah, get that sunshine. And so for, I don't know, about 2-3 weeks, I have hand fed him every 2 hours throughout the day, from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. every 2 hours. And then now he eats on his own out of a little dish inside the cage, so I just have to kind of pour some stuff in there. And no, we don't eat the chickens. They're every chicken we have, aside from the babies that we've just raised, are rescues. We've rescued from somewhere else, and so it's kind of a shitty rescue job, I think. If you, all right, you're safe now, and then we turn around later like, actually, I'm hungry. So it's not like we don't have access to food or chicken. Peter works at Walmart. If we want chicken, we get a chicken. And I'm kind of steering more and more away from eating meat, so nah. But the reason why we raised baby ducks and chicks is because when the coronavirus thing dropped, and grocery stores were being, panic ransacked, and food was potentially going to go short, we figured we're in a pretty good position to make our own food. So let's start incubating eggs now, because it's going to take 23 to 30 days to hatch them, and then another 6-7 weeks to get them up to a size worth eating if we need to eat them. So those 6 baby ducks and those 4 chicks were created with the intent to potentially eat them. But grocery stores still have food, and we're still able to get chicken otherwise. So I don't know, I have a funny feeling that we're just gonna have a bunch more chickens and ducks now. If anybody's getting eaten, it would be the boys, because we cannot keep taking in male chickens and ducks because they don't get along. So every time you end up with another male, you end up building a whole other pen or chicken coop, because we do not free range them here. It's a death sentence. They become dog food, so it's just too many pens, and each pen now has a misting system involved, and it needs a door and latches, and I gotta dig so that nothing can get in there, and it's a pretty big task. I bet you I spend a third of the year building animal pens. or just rebuilding animal pens. I can operate jigsaws and impact drills and everything and hammer stuff right in the pen with the chickens and ducks. They don't care. They're so used to me doing construction 4 feet from them that they'll sleep through it. You can tell when the new chickens are in there because they'll be freaking out if I'm showing up with a drill, and everyone else is like, it's fine, he does this all the time. That's kind of the trick to it is, oh, hi Danny, be consistent with, you know, a lot of animals want consistency, but birds really just, they get used to stuff and they're pattern based, and if you're consistent with your actions, then they're going to put a lot of trust in you because things aren't weird. But you know, the chickens and ducks, if I go into their coop in the morning to feed them and I just go hauling ass in there and I'm running around, I'm scaring them, they're bumping into each other, bumping into stuff, they can hurt themselves. If I just walk in there slowly and they'll start walking underneath me and kind of basically trying to trip me, and I just really slowly move my feet away from them, and you know, if it takes me twice as long to get to the food, that's fine, but it results in like kind of a zero stress situation. Everybody's fine. But if I go in there kind of quickly, like if, you know, I need to, I don't know, I waited too long or we're going to head out somewhere, the one rooster, Oberon, he'll kick me. If I walk too fast in there, he'll kick me. So I've had to take my flip-flop off and smack him to make him stop. Actually, a flip-flop is a great weapon against a chicken because you're not going to kill a chicken with a flip-flop, but like their chest muscles, their breast muscles are very strong for flapping wings, and so if a chicken's messing with you, give them a good flip-flop to the chest, and that kind of tells them, hey, I'm bigger than you and I fight back. Those are my feet. What are you doing? Danny, we didn't even look at the sunset. There's the sunset through our security camera. Hey, Danny. I'm standing on a part of our roof that, you know, is kind of mid-level. So all the solar panels are up here. I haven't tilted these ones on the end yet, but it's a view of the mountains. All that stuff over there, basically from this line and all that, we have done since the winter, basically. December, January, we've covered that Winnebago back there, and all of this extra space has been done just recently. Same with this carport, that's relatively new. Not finished, but we'll be able to park the vehicles under this and try to protect them from the sun. That's sun. That's the guy right there. What do you think, Danny? He'll pick at everything but food. You want to climb down and go see stuff down there? All right, I'm gonna try not to fall again. I'm gonna climb down here onto this bicycle and then hopefully reach the ground safely. So I'm gonna set the phone down. Oh, that's a cool angle. All right, Danny. I used the phone to see where to place my foot. He follows me over. I might lose connection out here, we'll see. 3 weeks, maybe a month with this bird. Like I said, I get up and start feeding him by about 8 a.m. I have 2 hours in the morning to do stuff before I have to start being a bird mommy. Feed him every 2 hours by holding on to him, putting a little spoon up to his mouth and making him eat the stuff. And then eventually I got him to start to just forage around for his own food, and he's been doing that now, so I just have to kind of dump food in there once in a while. I don't know about people, maybe indirectly through positive action, but you know, we a lot and extend our animals. You know, it's harder for them to help themselves sometimes, and a lot of times it's people that put them in these positions, but there's a lot of people in the business of helping people, and so we generally, you know, we do what we can, but animals are definitely our the battle we're fighting. Danny, come fight some battles. This angle looks kind of bad on our place. You know, it's still, if you start looking at it from other sides, it's really starting to come together. That's a new baby duck pen I built back there. Come on, Danny, I'm way over here. I'm way the F over here. We're about to set up the farmer's market again so that we can start selling eggs. We're making them as cheap as we possibly can, kind of so that eggs are available to anybody. So, I mean, half a dozen eggs for $1 is pretty good, I feel, and $2 gets you a full dozen of eggs. And then, yeah, we're gonna do $3 for a dozen of the duck eggs. There was nothing here. There's like a burnout spot over in that corner. This is garbo. We have a whole bunch of stuff here we stash to build with, but over there was kind of a burnt up spot, and then this kind of road. Oh, here it comes. Bye, Danny. He's circling. Oh my God, I have no idea where he went. There he goes. Good boy. Shit, you guys just witnessed his biggest fly. He just completely circumnavigated the camp. Good boy. Hell yeah. What the hell was that, Danny? Good job. We didn't name him Danny. That was Solar Mike. I think he said that it was Danny's tree that this guy fell out of, so he got named Danny. Good Danny. Yeah. Right on. That's fucking awesome. What'd you see? Other birds? You may recognize this as our farmer's market cart. We have a video on that. Things seen better days. The wheels are plastic, and so you load it down with a bunch of stuff and drag it out to the road, and the wheels hit a few rocks. And you know, the top orange thing has really aged with the sun, but we're gonna build a new farmer's market here, the socially distant farmer's market. So you'll be able to come up to this side and there'll be a window in this box, which we access from inside. And so we're gonna sell eggs and stuff and bread and the apple butter and pear butter and all the stuff we were doing. Here, Danny, let's get you in some nice sunset. How's that? You gonna go fly off into it? Go fly. Hey, Danny. This is mostly daring lessons. Although that was a really good fly. Let's go forage. Come on. Yeah, I left that there. We've planted this bougainvillea. We just call them boots. On this carport wall. There's 12 pallets, and then 2 of these plants, and they've got a lot of new stuff popping off on them. All these little nodes have tiny little leaves. No flowers right now, though, to show. This is my favorite plant. I love this one. This is Mexican petunia. It's got some flowers opening up now. They're mostly purple. We have one variety that's white. And it just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. I've taken cuttings. We now have about 10 of these plants, all from one mother plant. You put it in some water, you'll have roots in a week. You slap that in some dirt, it's good. You don't even need to do the water thing. Just cut a branch off, stick it in the dirt and water it, and you'll have a plant. So that's the kind of stuff we want here. Things we can multiply en masse and not have to go buy new plants and stuff. We want to just buy 1 or 2 plants or go and pinch a little branch off here and there, plant those, and then do cuttings from there on. Like our pomegranate tree. It's a fruit-producing pomegranate tree, and now we've rooted 2 or 3 cuttings from it. I don't know if they're going to survive, but if they do, then, you know, only a couple of years we'll have fruit hopefully coming off of those trees too. So, the forest is growing. Come on, Danny, let's go see it. Let's go this way. Yeah. There's baby lizards everywhere. Come on, Danny. Danny, I'm gonna lose Wi-Fi over here. I bet she's tuckered out from that last fly. What you gonna do, Danny? Wanna go for a stroll? Danny. It's funny because when people used to ask us, man, how long have you been here? You've done so much. We'd be like, a year and a half, and it would blow their minds how much stuff we had done in a year and a half. Now, we're on our 3rd summer, and so you're like, oh yeah, that looks like about 3 years worth of work. But in fact, we did most of this place, like, or at least a good half of it by now, just in the first year and a half or so. So it's, but now we're, yeah, we're in our 3rd summer, but January was the 2-year mark, so. Hey, Danny, these tank tread things over here are cool. They're not from tanks, they're from, you know, excavators or whatever. Oh, you pooped, but you missed my hand. His feet are like 150 a day. His feet are just little ovens. Hey, Danny, little hot foot. What do you want to check out? Hey, we can go see the whole world. How about the garden? This grill is awesome. Yeah, the upgrades have been treating us well. I'm still gonna do more. Our evaporative cooler, I monitor the temperature outside and inside. So here, come down here and get these seeds. Look at this shit, it's amazing. And so today it was 111 and we were 91. We never dipped above 91. So it took the humidity and it jacked it right up, and then it kept our temperature pretty livable. I mean, 91 with a breeze isn't so bad, especially when it's over 110 outside. These might be snake markings, or it might have been from the hose earlier. Those ones are lizard. It helps to learn the tracks out here, then you know who's messing around with your camp at night. Oh, scared you. I scared you. Let's see, oh, this is another one of those Mexican petunia. All of its flowers are crispy now, but these were all brand new flowers this morning. It just does the one-day thing. It pops a bunch of flowers, lets anybody stop by that wants to, and then, all right, we're done. And then new flowers tomorrow. Same with that little guy. This one here is our only white one. Just did a flower the other day. It's super, super nice, so. No, but I really want to grow grapes. California is all about those grapes, so we just have to find something that can handle the heat and the lack of humidity. But inside now, near our pond, we're kind of creating a nicer zone there, so we can get away with tropical plants and stuff. So we might be able to get away with more varieties of grape inside. Outside, we're limited to cactus and like this Mexican petunia, oleander. And this is the creosote that grows here naturally. All this creosote here, these branches, all those branches back there, this entire ring looks like 3 or 4 plants. This will all be one creosote that say 60 years ago was about where that pole is. And then that's how they spread, is they'll start to creep outwards. And then when the center one dies, there'll be a ring of these 4 plants that are genetically identical. And so I think, I don't know, you're gonna have to look it up, don't quote me. But I believe the oldest living tree in the US, or maybe it's, I don't know where, it's old, is a creosote, and it's a creosote ring, and I believe it's like 60 feet in diameter. And so even though these ones are only however old, 20, 30 years, genetically speaking, this tree could be 80 years, 100 years old. And the creosote is a huge, huge food source for most of the stuff out here. What's up, Deb? Yeah, these little puff balls have seeds inside of them, and this was covered in yellow flowers. Now it's covered in white poofs. And this is what Danny's eat. Look. Wee. Your head's backwards. There you go. I've seen a lot of mama birds, you know, showing their babies what to do, and basically it seems like the way to do it is, all right, baby, here you are, you're used to me feeding you, I'm gonna go stand over here now and you have to somehow get to me. And then boom, they learn how to fly. And then they're sitting there begging you for food, and you kind of just, the mama bird will peck the ground at stuff, pick it up and set it down again. And the baby will be like, oh shit, what did you just do? And then they'll start to peck at it. So I can usually get them foraging if I just kind of start to peck around at stuff, pick it up. What's this? What the hell is this? And I'll check it out. Yeah, if you want to raise a baby bird, you just got to be like a bird. Hey, Danny. Yeah, right? Yeah, Danny's been making me look at it. I'm like, whoa, get up there. That was the first spot he flew to, actually. I missed it on video. Well, now you're up here. Danny threw a blanket. Danny. What are you doing? You goof? Oh yeah, he was gross looking as a little baby. I say he looks like E.T., but a bird. Just had the same kind of googly eyes and rubbery skin. I don't see him. This is all like a patchwork of sheets. It's been working. You try to shade something with one big sheet and you've created a sail. There he is. But multiple strips of sheets allow the so no damage acquired. Danny, now you're fucked. You're up there. What are you gonna do? There's some more garden stuff. There's a house in, I want to say Brawley, and they have San Pedro cactus, tons and tons and tons of it, and a windstorm took a whole bunch out of, and so they just had it in a garbage can at their place. And so Peter stopped by and said, yeah, can I like take that? And they're like, yeah, go nuts. And so he came home 3 days in a row with cuttings of these things, and now they're all growing these little balls on them. Might have roots. It's still a little loose in the ground. But yeah, we got tons of this stuff. More bougainvillea. There's a lime tree. Somebody ate a hole through this cactus. Oh yeah, it's like, what I'm saying, we have a lot. Like, look at all that. There's a whole bunch along there. We were living on the road. We've been coming out to Slab City for 6 years or something. Like, we've spent most of our winters out here, and then the summer we drive around and work gigs, doing like stagehand stuff. So you can find work anywhere. So we've lived in a trailer. The trailer we have inside here now is like our 4th or 5th trailer. But eventually you're like, I want plants, I want art, I want, you know, a place to make cool. And living in a trailer, you can only do so much. It's hard to have chickens. So we figured 3 months before summer, you know, two and a half years ago, we figured, hey, let's just do it. Let's just stay the summer. We're resourceful. We'll figure it out. We'll figure out how to survive it, and let's live here. So we did the first summer. It was good. Second summer was even easier. It wasn't as hot. And now this one, it's been an interesting start, but we're the most prepared we've ever been. Like I said, it was 111 today, but with our evaporative cooler, we were 91 inside. And I still have a few things to do to make it more efficient. So we could be sitting in the 80s all day, I think. Danny, you get yourself in weird spots. I'm gonna try to lure him again. Nothing. But the heat until 112 actually was last year, but I think I need to up it to about 115. But once it hits 100 degrees, it feels hot. You know, you can tell like, okay, it's hot. And once you do a summer or two here, you're like, you know, 100 to 110, it's basically the same. You know, like it's just hot. And then once you get over that, oh, here he comes. Whoa, Danny. Danny, what the hell was that all about? Watch, I don't. Pokey. Hey, Pokey. Good job. Yeah, 129 is a bit much. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to all that. We've changed, you know, a lot of our electrical system and stuff, and a problem that we have is overheating, and so I'm hoping I can get this water cooling situation that I'm working on figured out before we get to those 120s. And then that should keep our inverters and stuff from overheating. Because that was summer number one, was the summer of inverter overheating. I would go outside with a duster can and blast the temperature sensor to ice it so that it could turn back on. Yeah, it was pretty brutal. All right, Danny, you flew over here. Now, let's go over here. Danny. Come on, Danny. Oh, no, that, but that's my favorite bird that just flew by. There'll probably be more. It's a nighthawk, though. But they're just beautiful. I mean, if one, oh, here he comes. Danny, that's bird. Good job. Once he gets bored of outside, he starts to fly to me a lot more. He actually started landing on my shoulder, and basically, you know, I've kind of taken that as like, okay, I'm done. I've had fun, and then I go and I put him back in his cage, and he gets cozy. Hey, do you get cozy? You're a good boy, Danny. You're fucking awesome. You know, a baby bird falls out of a tree, and it's just skin and legs and bobbing its head asking for food, and you're like, I have no idea how to barf food into your mouth. Like, I really didn't expect Danny to make it, you know. Actually, about a week before that, Flamingo Camp brought us a towhee baby. I call them kicky birds because they kick all of our plants and destroy them, and I hate them. But brought that kicky bird, and it did not make it. And so we had a baby bird failure, and then immediately another baby bird lands on our doorstep, and I'm like, well, shit, here comes another heartbreak. But he's been tough as hell, real smart, real cute. Every bird I've ever had kind of enjoys that. You grab their butt, pew, 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 pew. And that's what I'd do to him. I'd grab his head, like, right over top, and I'd grab his butt with my other hand, and I'd shake him, shake or parrot. Not violently, but just little wobbles. Loved it. Hey, wanna go inside? Go back to your house? Come on, Danny. Let's see if he stays on my hand. Usually when we walk, I'll kind of put a thumb over him like this, and the comfort of something on their back. Huge off. That thing back there that Danny just flew to is being built to be an Airbnb. Right now it's not, you know, coronavirus and stuff. We're not really in the market for attracting more people here. All right, oh, all right, you went there. I'm gonna switch hands, take Danny, come on. Come on, Danny. I hold him under my chin when we're navigating tricky territory. Come on, Danny. It gets really dark in our structure. Get in there. No, 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 get in, not my hand. There you go. And Danny's house. I set him out here on this little platform next to the ducks, and so he can see the sunset, and just, he's been in our trailer as a baby, so he's only been used to a really small environment, so I figured getting him used to big boy outside ought to do it. Yeah, we want to do like a little micro farm stay. I wanted to see if we could see any tortoises, but they're both sleeping. Bob's just been sleeping for days. He doesn't even come out. Apples will come out first thing in the morning, but they're kind of over it in the summertime. Oh, I don't know where I'm going. Well, let me make a stop off at the old baby duck pen. You can see how huge they are, and the baby chickens. And then I think we'll call this a stream. That was good. He did a lot of flying. I'm impressed. I'm making a new chicken coop out here out of a swing set. There's a swing set mounted on poles surrounded by pallets. It's been a garden, but I need to expand some coop space. I need to give them more space, so garden goes away. The baby tortoises are, you know, pretty decent. They started off small, and they're now probably almost three times their size. Hi, baby ducks. We've actually, we're about to rehome 2 tortoises, 2 babies. The person they came from has a friend that is a tortoise enthusiast and wants 2 babies. So, and they've got a great setup, and they're familiar caring for tortoises, so we agreed to do that. We're not just handing babies out to anybody. We're only, you know, we have pretty kind of high standards for where those torts are gonna go. So 2 out of 5 babies got a home coming up after the first. And then we might keep 1. I really like the first one that came out. And then I guess that leaves 1 more, or 2 more. And then about 2-3 days ago, Apples, the female, I saw her digging a burrow to lay eggs. So she might have more, which sucks. We don't want them to have more. We really don't. But they're separated. The problem is the female can store the sperm for another 5 years and keep laying eggs. So we're gonna do the best we can with the babies that come out, and hopefully she'll stop. And we don't need any more babies. These ducks are huge though now. They're, you know, they're basically the size of the mom, wherever she went. Yeah, Bob's an active fella. He definitely needed to be separated. All right. Well, dogs are barking at me, so that's a good indicator that I need to go feed them. So thanks for hanging out with me and Danny and the chickens and the ducks and the sun. I didn't do much of the sunset, but this is the reverse sunset. I like it. The opposite side of the sky always has nice colors too. But yeah, you all stay safe too, and thanks for tuning in. And we got some more videos coming up. I'm actually working on an out of range. I think it's gonna be our best out of range. I love this one, so I'm having a lot of fun editing it. It's actually easy. It's basically just 1 take. It's all amazing. There's nothing to cut out, so that should happen soon. All right, thanks everybody.